All right, kind sir.
That is a 20R or R20. I never can remember which way that goes. Toyota.
22R Toyota. All right, you're Mr. Corky Bales, and we're here in southwestern Oregon out on a gold mine, and this here piece of equipment belongs to you. So why don't you tell us what all's going on, how big it is, how many yards a day or whatever, and some of the features of this beast.
It's 30 feet long. The barrel is 5 feet across. It's got a 4-foot throat in it. We'll go up the ladder pretty soon and I'll show you.
Okay.
It's mounted on a mule train trailer.
All right.
It's got a tongue right up there to hook on behind the truck to pull it wherever you want to go.
All right.
That was the motor.
Fuel tank?
Fuel tank. Under there's a tank just about like it. That's the water manifold.
So you got a water manifold system.
There's 6-inch hose comes into it.
6-inch on the bottom. That's your big feed. So
that big feed of water.
You got a big pump you can fire up.
And then the shaker motor, which is a Honda, and everybody knows how good a Honda is.
So it's got a shaker screen. This is a Trommel with a shaker screen that classifies out the
1 inch minus.
1 inch minus. I notice you got a bar system instead of screen, which is good to keep from clogging up.
That's de-water.
De-water.
Yes, and that works a lot better than classifying.
You got, this is a commercial grade heavy duty bearing system. So this was made commercially a long time ago.
Yep.
Big old chain sprocket gear reduction.
Big gearbox right there.
Yeah, big gearbox. And you have a system here where you pump up the clutch by hand and put it in gear and let her out. And
yep.
Pretty simple.
Pretty simple.
And pretty efficient with the fuel, I suppose, on this SR22 Toyota.
Yeah, runs, only run at about a quarter throttle. The best production you can get out of any Trommel, regardless of the size, is 20 revolutions per minute.
Okay.
Now let's go up the ladder.
So you're going up on the hopper?
Yep.
All right, well, I'm going to switch this off and crawl up there.
Wait a minute. This valve right here and that gray valve over there, that's at the end of 2 spray bars.
So you got a dual spray bar system?
Yeah, so if there's fine gravels, plug those holes up, you got to have a way to get the gravel out of the pipe.
All right.
So you just have your pump going, open these up, and that'll wash the gravel right out of them.
So how many years you been running this piece of equipment?
About 12.
So you got her figured out?
Yep.
All right, well let me come up there and I'll turn this off and we'll look at it some more.
Okay. Neither do I.
So now we're up on top and you're standing actually I'm
standing actually in the feeding chute.
So you're in the feed chute here.
I'm in the feed chute. I am the feed. I'm the groceries today.
And I'm going to show down the barrel here kind of what we're feeding. So coming back to you, Mr. Bales, tell us about what kind of size equipment, how many yards.
Well, first of all, that is a water bar there. That's a spray bar. But when you dump the material here, the water back there will wash it down.
Okay.
This spray bar here washes the top of the rocks off as it goes in under. So
you wash all the dirt and gold off the rocks, coming and going.
And everything goes right through. Now, this is, I've got to weld this back on. My welding job didn't hold. But that's just a plate so that you don't have stuff stacked up here.
It's just a,
it's just a skid plate.
Deflection plate where you can aim your material properly.
So, come on down here and let's go inside.
All right, hold on, I'll be right with you. So now you're crawling down into this beast.
Yep. This is the size of the throat. You never want to put a rock in this big bill.
Okay. So you want to kind of classify the river biscuits before they're that big in your trommel. They'd whoop up.
Right. If you'll swing the camera over off that corner over there and see that stack of big rocks, those was sorted out before they came into here.
So when you're running your excavator, you want to pick out the ones that are too big.
Yes, absolutely. Otherwise, you're going to just destroy the barrel and everything else.
So now we're kind of looking down this thing.
Yes, these are your beater bars.
Yeah.
This is what stirs your material.
I notice you got them where they're replaceable.
Yep.
So if you wear them out, it's easy to replace them.
And then down here, that one rock you heard tumbling around, this is about as big as rock as you want to put in there. That's
about a little smaller than a basketball, maybe.
Yep.
Okay, what's that, looks like? What's that, looks like kind of a little division wall there.
That is what that is.
It holds the material back till it gets clean?
It's a baffle.
A baffle. All right.
And just like the superstructure in a boat.
Okay.
Except this, instead of holding the planking, what it's for is when you're in a lot of clay, that's when you need a trommel. It's when you're working clay.
Okay.
And you have to run big rocks like that with the clay.
Beat it all up, huh?
To break the clay up.
I got you.
And this holds the material back.
I got you.
And when I got this, it didn't have any in it.
Oh,
We'd clean the sluice box, and it'd be full of clay marbles.
Oh, I got you. So you weren't busting all the clay out and getting the gold out.
Right, dissolve the clay. And then it goes over this one, through here, and over that one.
So this particular trommel will clean up a pretty nasty material and get the gold and the black heavies and everything knocked loose.
Absolutely.
So when it goes through the grizzly, it drops down into the shaker screen and into the sluice box.
There's 2 boil boxes.
Okay.
Drops into the 2 boil boxes and then through the sluice box.
All right. Well, let me turn this off and we'll crawl you back out of here and we'll go look at those, okay?
Okay.
All right, Mr. Bales, it looks like we're looking at your extra big sluice box here. So after the material comes through the big trommel and sifts 2 boil boxes, shaker screen, then it comes down and hits this sluice box. So how does this work?
It's 2 feet wide up there at the head of it.
Yeah.
6 feet long and 4 feet wide at the discharge end.
All right.
That way the water spreads out, has less current for the gold to drop out.
Okay.
But it keeps removing the rock.
So it washes the fine light rock that's been screened down to 1-. It blows over the top. And it looks like you've got an automatic lift here to help.
It's a lot easier than trying to take and pry it up and hold it by hand, especially if you're working by yourself.
Okay. So you can take the sluice apart and get the carpet out and clean up your concentrates and get all the fine gold.
Yes.
Okay.
And that way, this goes on up. We got a chain here for a safety chain to hook onto it, so that if something rather happened and that winch started freewheeling, it isn't going to drop down when you're stretched out under here and cut you in half.
Yeah, when you're interested in looking at all the gold.
Right. Right. Absolutely.
So this is about. Let's just give someone that might be interested in this machine about how many yards and what kind of equipment would it take to run this thing efficiently? About how many yards a day do you think you can really run through this?
A lot.
A lot.
You can run depending on the pitch on it. The steeper you have this set, the more material you can run through it.
Okay.
And you should be able to run 75 to 100 yards an hour.
An hour, huh?
An hour.
So in a 10-hour day, or what's a good day, 8 hours or?
Usually you run 6 hours because it's a 2 hour to clean up. By the time you break the boxes down, wash the carpets, pan it out, and everything. Anybody knows anything about mining knows that's the worst part of the day, except the most exciting part of the day.
So if a guy was going to work this 5 days a week, what kind of equipment do you need to?
You need a excavator.
About a 225 or something?
About a 225.
And a
right size.
Big front end loader to haul material around.
Well, actually, yeah, but usually you haul it in a dump truck.
Yeah.
And dump it right by your excavator. And then the front end loader to take care of your tailings.
So typically you got a settling pond where you don't have muddy water getting into anybody's creeks.
Right.
And so you set this up and bring the material to it and then haul the scrap material away.
Yes.
Okay.
You actually should have 3 ponds.
3 ponds.
And then the water you're pumping into your trommel comes from your 3rd pond. That way, most all of your chunky stuff is down at the bottom.
All right.
Your heavies drop out in the 1st pond, lighter stuff in the 2nd pond, and then just in the 3rd pond, mainly you got muddy water.
And then you can circulate that water back up
Run back through the machine again.
And just run that for a long time. So you could set up 3 ponds in a trommel like this and run for the whole season.
Run for the whole season before you have to clean out your 3rd pond.
Okay.
And then when you run out of water in the summertime, that's when you clean your ponds out and get everything set up for the next season.
So take the excavator down there, clean out the 3rd pond, and then take
Actually you want to clean all 3 of them out.
So you dig them all out, take the front end loader, and go pile up the leftovers.
Right.
All right. Is there anything else we need to tell the folks about this nice piece of equipment?
To have one built this day and age like this would probably cost you about $500,000.
Is that right? Yeah.
This is for sale for a measly $25,000.
All right. There you go.
And
So,
thank you.
All right.
And Buddy thanks you.
Hey, Buddy. Thank you, Buddy. All right, bye.